In the meantime, we're taking a look at a bizarre story that involves a former Ansonia alderman now facing assault charges, and police say he posed as an intruder and beat his then fiancee with a baseball bat. Well, days later, the two would actually walk down the aisle together and get married. 42-year-old Keith Maynard faced the judge today and confessed. Tonight, his wife is speaking out. Fox 61's Tom Lewis joins us now with such a bizarre story. Tom.
Hey, Rebecca, this is as weird as it gets. He vowed to protect her, but today Keith Maynard confessed to doing just the opposite, pummeling his future wife with a baseball bat. Now, she never got a good look at her attacker, so she went ahead and got married to him. Now the honeymoon is over, and the victim is speaking out about the assault, the suspicions, and the heartbreak over learning that the man who terrified her tied the knot with her, a crime she is calling the ultimate betrayal. The criminal in court and the victim in tears. A gut-wrenching story of betrayal that began with the beating of 32-year-old Ida Maynard on July 1st in her Ansonia home.
I had been at the gym that morning and I came home and I'd gotten out of the car, gotten the mail and walked in the house, and as soon as I opened the door, there was a hand that came from behind the door and closed the door, and instantly it pushed me to the floor and attacked me. He had hit me over the head with a bat, tried to cut off my ear by pinching my nose and stuffing a blanket into my mouth. And at one point I heard him bolt the door closed.
And the investigation led to the arrest of this man, 42-year-old Keith Maynard, the victim's then fiancé. With a blanket tossed over her face, she had no clue that the attacker was her future husband. But she did have her suspicions.
The scariest part about the whole thing is I had doubts from the day. You know, there were elements that I saw through the scuffle, the work boots, the blue jeans, the gloves on his hand that I knew were all similar items that my husband has.
4 days after the attack, the two got married, and Keith kept his town duties as an Ansonia alderman.
I was stunned and shocked, and I just couldn't believe that it was him, but he did give a confession, and you know, it's a sad day for our community.
Cops quickly poked holes in Keith Maynard's story, and that's when the newlyweds were called in for questioning.
They had taken us both in for questioning and taken us separately, and told me that they had evidence that Keith was, in fact, the person, and that he was the only person they had suspected from the very beginning.
And when her husband confessed to being the mystery man with the blanket and the baseball bat, Ida Maynard felt beaten again.
I was devastated that somebody could be that evil, somebody that they love, and then go on and marry me 5 days later. It's frightening.
Now, Keith Maynard is on paid leave from his job with the DOT, and he has resigned his post as alderman. In court papers released today, a possible motive hinting that Keith may have been involved with another woman and didn't want to go through with the wedding. The judge issued a protective order while facing charges of assault and unlawful restraint. He's got to be back in court on September 4th. Tom Lewis, Fox 61, News at 10.